Hey, what's up guys, how are you today? Welcome to my vlog, or rather our review of my camera. Now I try to be as coherent as I can. Last week I tried to do that, I ran out of fuel, so Lex Moto is banned for now. Lex Moto is not getting is not getting any airtime this time. That's why Suzuki's out. And I do have some updates on my Suzuki to mention, but today I will be doing my camera instead. So you're gonna see this video as a camera review video. I will talk about all the stuff you get with the camera, the qualities, the settings and stuff like that. So it's gonna be about camera, and then next week, if it's nice weather, I might do a mystery video. I will talk about something I changed on my Suzuki, which you can maybe see, but it's something I've already done on Suzuki, so something I talked about a long time. Ooh, that's bad. Yeah, that's very bad. That's it. I don't want to go onto wet patches. That's the problem. And gravel, no braking. There you go. See, that's a lot of gravel because my bike went just sideways, kind of thing. I'll slow down over here. Like I said, I don't want to dirty my bike. Because I just washed it yesterday, kind of thing, like oiled the chain, washed it. Maybe that was a bad idea to go this road. That's why I'm gonna go slow on this. I'm gonna turn right, I'm not gonna go left. I'm gonna turn, no, actually I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna go left. There's always, like, dude, it's so warm for past few days, and there's always a stupid flooding here. How the hell do you have flooding here when there's no literal rain? Is there a river next to it or something somewhere? Like, what the hell are you doing, people of Epping Forest? Pissing along the road or something. There you go. There's is that a river or something, like a pond? What the hell? I'm not gonna wash this bike again today. So yeah, anyway, camera talk. So what I bought, as you probably know and can tell, because it is high quality, so you can tell it's a different camera now because it's higher frame rate. So I bought Ghost Drift Ghost XL Pro. So that's the camera I have. I'll show you some pictures and I'll show you comparison with the Ghost X. So which is it's smaller camera, actually. It's lighter and smaller. Ghost X. XL Pro is heavier, bigger. You can see it's actually bigger. There are some notable changes. You have an actual 3.5mm jack input for the external mic. But more additionally, which I didn't know you could do, but I checked, with because they give you some stuff in the package, right? So you get your usual USB to USB kind of connection to connect to your computer or whatever, to charge it. So you get that. And then you have a 3.5mm jack to USB, which is an interesting take, right? So that's what you get. And I was like, what the hell is that for? So I read the thing, and it's literally for charging. You can actually charge your camera through 3.5mm jack. Your mirror is broken, mate. So you can charge your camera through 3.5mm jack. Now, I'd never heard of that. Maybe that's normal, I don't know, but I'd never heard of that, and it's new to me. And you literally can charge it, like it actually works. You cannot download file through it, so your files are off limits when it comes to 3.5mm jack, but you can actually charge the camera, which is an interesting thing. You don't have to use a USB. You can always charge it through the jack itself. So that's a change that Ghost X didn't have. You don't have that. Now that is protected by a little screw. You screw in kind of a cap for that 3.5mm jack, and if you unscrew it, well, you have a hole always exposed. So losing that screw is a disadvantage, because dust may collect there and stuff like that. Now they give you a spare one because they probably know you're gonna lose one, but I would say keep keep a hold of that. If you ever buy that camera, keep a hold of that, and when you're done using your camera, just close that cap, because it's just gonna preserve the camera better and like more, since the dust and whatever moisture will not be able to get in there. They do give you a tool to unscrew that in the box somewhere, but you can take any old screwdriver and unscrew it yourself. You don't have to actually, if you have screwdrivers, I suppose. But they give you like a penny kind of thing, and you can unscrew it, so that's fine. Another thing is they give you obviously the mounts and the adapter to the mic, external mic. So you have external mic adapter still, which I found weird. I didn't try to put the mic straight in. In theory, you should be able to do that, but I think the adapter is bigger, as in the mic itself. The jack is not 3.5mm, it's smaller, like 3mm or something. So it's not the same. So you won't be able to put it straight into the camera. So you still have the dongle next to your helmet like that. You have the dongle, but it's mic to mic, so yeah, like 3.5mm jack to whatever mil jack as well. So it's not USB connected, and you have to actually screw it in. So every time you want to put in the mic, or unless you leave it there, you have to put the adapter in and screw it in. Actually screw it in, because otherwise your mic or your charging will not work. So you have to screw the 3.5mm jack inside that slot. Basically you have to push it in and screw it in. That's another failure point. I'm not a fan of that, to be honest, because every time I take off the camera from the helmet, I have to unscrew that crap, because if you leave it inside, it might break at some point or something like that. You drop the camera or something and it breaks inside or something, then you're fucked. So that's, I would say that's a failure point, because if you unscrew it, screw it, unscrew it, unscrew it, and so on, at some point the thread might break if you're not careful enough. So that's additional failure point, which I'm not appreciating, but I understand why they did that. It's completely waterproof, right? At the same time, the USB, they had connection on the previous camera on X, that wasn't a problem. So I suppose they could sort it out a different way or something. Just put like a rubber seal without screwing. You don't have to make it like submerged waterproof, but just waterproof. And if you want maybe some kind of other solution or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I get, so that's what I have. And where do I turn over here? That's the question. Right again, I think. Is it? Was it right? So that's what you get with the camera. So that's most of the dongles and whatever charging. Now the camera itself lasts apparently on 1080p, I think 60, it will last 7 hours without charging, kind of thing. Now give or take a few minutes, obviously, because I would say take 3 minutes, not give. Usually they're not gonna last like 7 exact hours or something. It's gonna last probably less. You have 3000 milliamps battery, something like that, built in, kind of thing. You cannot remove that battery. I think I'm going right. I am, yeah, I am going right. Oh my god, the hell is going on? I'm gonna do this because I can. Oh my god, the epic forest is bad, man. It's fucked. But anyway, in other news, let's continue with the camera, right? So most of the stuff I already described what you get inside the package, basically inside the box, right? And now we go to the settings of the camera, what type of qualities you have and stuff like that. So 7 hours battery and 1080p 60 I think frames per second. You get about 7 hours of recording. If you go to higher qualities, obviously you're gonna get less time. Apparently I read somewhere that if you go to like 4K or something like that, you'll get like 4.5 hours of battery life or something like that if you go to 4K. So there's a huge difference, right? I can go this way, but that way is gonna be, I will go this way because it's packed over there. Or maybe not. Okay. Wow, that is holes, mate. Okay, maybe it's not packed, so I'll go this way. So it varies based on what you turn on. If you have Wi-Fi and stuff like that, but like I said, I don't use Wi-Fi, so it doesn't affect me. If you have stabilization turned on, I think I mentioned that you can turn it on and off. Maybe I didn't. So there is stabilization, electronic, I think, stabilization, and you can turn it on or off. So now it's off. Right now it's off, and there's a few reasons why it's off. First of all, like I said, I'd prefer to have like the true feeling I'm on the bike, so all my head movement and stuff like that. I may try later on stabilization, but I prefer to show like portray the proper way kind of the road, so all the bumps and everything. I might turn it on just to try it out, but like I said, that's for now. I'm not using the stabilization. The second reason is not all qualities and not all qualities and frame rates have 140 degrees angle available for that. So for example, if I want to do 1080p 60, I can't use 140 degrees of angle, so wide lens basically. I can't use that. With stabilization it's 115, so it's not usable to me because you wouldn't be able to see my helmet or the front of my bike. Basically the camera would look much closer kind of to the road. I'm gonna turn over here. So that's why I don't want 115. I'm used to 140 degrees field of view, and so that's what I'm gonna use. And that's also the reason why I'm not gonna use stabilization as much, because 1080p 60 does not support that kind of thing. The only setting that I saw is supporting stabilization is 1080p 100 frames per second, which is much higher. I don't know if YouTube can process that. So same as with, for example, 2.7K, only 60 frames per second allows for image stabilization. So maybe when I'm doing, when I'm doing 2.7K 60 frames, maybe I can turn on stabilization then, and then show you the video and maybe check it myself, like in real world kind of thing. But yeah, let's talk about what type of qualities we have and what type of settings and so on. So first of all, we have 720p whatever. I'm not even gonna mention that because it's pointless. So we have 1080p, we have, I believe, 25 frames, 30 frames, you have 50 frames, you have 60 frames, which I'm using right now, you have 90 frames, 100 frames, and 120 frames per second. So those are the settings just for the 1080p. So you can have very fast or a bit slower or whatever, right? Depends on what type of setting you want to use for 1080p. For 2.7K, which is the next setting, you have, I believe, 25, 30, 50 and 60. I believe those are the settings for 2.7K. Now YouTube does not recognize 2.7K. It's not 2.7K on YouTube. It's 1.4 something like that p resolution, something like that. So it's different in the camera and it's different on YouTube kind of thing. So that kind of thing. So don't get confused that 2.7K, yeah, that's twice as, no, it's 1080p and then you have 1.44 something like that K or something like that, like p. So yeah, it's not twice. Yeah, it's a bit misleading to be honest, but what can you say? Yeah, go there, mate, go there. So those are the settings you have on the 2.7K. And 4K, you have two 4Ks actually. You have 4K like normal, and then have Ultra HD 4K, whatever that means, so I think it goes only up to 30 FPS when it comes to Ultra HD. I don't know about the 4K like normal one. I'm not sure, to be honest. I didn't go much into them settings of 4K. So it's about, you have at least 30 for sure. I think you have also 15, but that's not usable as much. Like 15 frames per second is not usable really. Maybe for time lapse or something, I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, you have time lapse mode. You have all the settings similar to Ghost X. So the settings are pretty similar. You have the Wi-Fi setting in there. You have controller. You can add a remote control. So you know those wristwatches kind of thing for controlling your camera. You can add that to this camera. I don't remember if you can to the X. I don't think you can. But yeah, you can add a remote. Obviously they don't give you the remote, you can buy it, but it's like pressing a button here or pressing a button here on your hand. So it's either you press it on your hand or you press it on your camera itself, like next to your head or something, unless the camera is like in some conspicuous place that you cannot access. What the hell are you doing, mate? Seriously, dude. It's like learn to drive. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ah, useless, man. Useless people. Like, you cannot drive, man. It's like, what good is gonna give it to you? Dude, they're letting you go, mate. Like, come on, man. So, setting-wise, it's pretty similar to what Ghost X has. It's not really that different. Again, I'm gonna slow down over here because running water. And yeah, let me close that because it's windy. And so the settings are pretty standard. You know, there's not much to talk about there. Obviously, you can have a timestamp, a date, and so on. So that's standard as well. Now let's get to a juicy part of, you know, the camera's kind of operation. Right. So how much does it record? So it still records about 4 gigabytes per file. That's what I found, and that's how much it records. Right. So nothing I can do about that. It does not record more than that. So I'm limited to 4 gigabytes, even though I've put in a brand new SD card that is 128 gigabytes, basically the fastest, the brand new one, the fastest kind of, you know, speed for reasonable price, I suppose. Yeah, it records 4 gigabytes per file. Now, how it uses that 4 gigabytes, it depends on the bitrate, and that is another thing you can change on this camera. You could change that on Drift as well, X. You could change that on the Drift X, but like I said, I've used medium, and this is high now. So on medium, now mind you, this is high. I changed it to high. And the previous video, if you watched me running out of fuel, that is medium bitrate. And bitrate, it just eats up your space more. Basically, it gives you better quality, but you can record for less time, basically. Not as in the battery is gonna run out. It's just literally the file recording is gonna be shorter because it eats up more space. Since, you know, the bitrate, the quality is better. You have the highest, the medium, and the low. So on the low you can record for longer, but obviously your quality is low, and so on. Even though it's 1080p 60, for example. So it's that kind of setting, right? And in my previous video, when I ran out of fuel, my setting was on medium. So that was medium, and on medium 1080p 60, this camera records for about 23 minutes, 24 minutes, something like that. About 24 minutes, something like that, yeah. Which is not bad actually, right? 24 minutes, 1080p 60, and I had 1080p 30 on my previous camera on the Ghost X, and obviously it recorded for like 27, 28 minutes. So it's not that bad actually, to be honest. It's not that bad. Now if you change that recording bitrate, rather, if you change that bitrate to high, then the things start to change. The file recording for 1080p 60 is now only 15 minutes. So you can see the difference, how much it affects it. So medium to high is already a difference of about 8 minutes. That's how huge of a difference it is. I'll probably have to buy fuel today. As you can see, it's flashing. I can make that. So yeah, 15 minutes. And I don't know about 2.7K yet. I didn't try it out, but it's probably gonna be about 12 minutes. Now with medium 2.7K with medium bit rate, I did try that, and it's actually 21 minutes. It's actually not that bad. 2.7K, 60 frames per second, 21 minutes. It's not that bad. I thought it's gonna be like 10. No, but obviously with high bit rate, it's gonna be less, much less. So if you imagine 1080p 60 is 15 minutes in high bit rate, 2.7K is gonna be about 11, for example. Then 4K, I don't even know, maybe 6. So obviously I have to deal with more files. But I am happy to report to you that Drift kept their seamless transitions from one file to another. There's not a single frame, as far as I can see, lost. So it's just seamless transition from one file to another. Therefore there's no problem. Even if we have 5 files, it's just a matter of finding which ones are which, I suppose. That's more of a hassle, I say, because if you have 5 files, for example, you go on a trip and it takes you 2 hours in overall, and you have 5 files, for example, or 6, it's better than having 12, for example, in that kind of sense. That's what I mean. But it still has the seamless transition. There are no problems as far as I'm aware when it comes to adding videos together, like files together, and they just transition without any problems whatsoever. I'm gonna turn right over there and then turn differently. Okay, now go through this way, and then I'm gonna go turn left, because I've been to Epping Forest already. Oh, there's a fun fair already here. Bring the kids here. Okay, now I can open it up. There's some stuff. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, I don't know how this camera will deal with shadows and everything. So you have different lighting conditions. I'm under in the tree and with a shadow, and then it's light again, and so on. So I don't know how the sensor is gonna pick this up. That's why I want to go around these roads, kind of test the camera at the same time. But like I said, recording time wise, you get more files, sure, because it's bigger, better quality, higher frame rate. At the same time, it's not that bad, especially if you use medium bitrate. And as you could see probably from the previous video, it's not actually that bad looking. You can see like the registration plates and everything. With high bitrate, I suppose the quality is gonna be a bit better, like a true HD quality kind of thing. Not HD ready, if you will. But I'm gonna probably use the high bitrate because it's just gonna make it a better quality, and maybe change it to medium bitrate for 2.7K just to make those videos a bit longer, like 21-minute video in 2.7. I don't know why I say 2.4K, but it's 2.7K. So maybe I'm gonna use 2.7K with stabilization perhaps, and with what's called the medium bitrate, not high bitrate, just to have longer files instead of like 10 minutes, for example. So yeah, so that's my camera. It works alright. I have no problem so far with it. It works alright. It behaves, it charges, and there's no rattling noises inside, and so on. So I don't know if you can see it in the mirror. I'll probably have to slow down over here a bit. I'm going in a bit hot. should be around, I think this is 30 miles an hour road anyway. So I'm going a bit hot over here. But yeah, that's my camera. I think I've exhausted you guys. And like I said, I probably showed you some of the pictures already, since, you know, I cannot show you on the helmet kind of how my camera going or what. I don't know, it's like, am I overtaking you, or, because I don't know. Yeah, that's why I don't like cars here. They always fuck up my free ride. But yeah, I pretty much explained everything I can about the camera, to be honest. Like all the settings, you know already. Where you turn it. All the settings you know already, all the qualities and frame rates pretty much. Come on, turn, one of you, yes. All the frame rates and everything else, and pretty much showed you the pictures as well, just to have a comparison kind of thing. So yeah, that's my new camera. I'm gonna record mostly when I'm doing vlogs and stuff like that. I'll probably record in 1080p 60 unless I go change that to 2.7K. I might, especially once I get my new computer. It's not gonna happen soon, don't worry about that. So like I said, for trips I think I'm gonna use 1080 60 just as I'm going there, perhaps 1080p 60 as I'm going there, and while I'm there I might use 2.7K because it just takes less battery, you know, kind of power to record my journey towards the holiday kind of thing. So if I'm going somewhere far, you know, the camera will last longer, whereas when I'm riding around for a few hours at the destination already, I can use a higher quality, so you get better kind of, you know, quality, whereas I don't have to worry about the camera's kind of, you know, life, the battery's life as itself, that kind of thing. So that's probably the plan for now. That's what I'm gonna do probably, and just, you know, I suppose I will need one more SD card, micro SD card. I'll probably need one more, so because I have my old one, but the old ones are too slow to record in higher quality kind of thing. They were all right for 1080p 30, but you know, if you go to 2.7K, they're, you know, too old for that. Those cards have, I don't know, 5 years or something like that, so they're pretty old, slow. So I'll have to buy a brand new one again, maybe 64 gigabytes, something like that, just to have it, or maybe another 128 gigabytes just to be, you know, have peace of mind or something like that. Anyway, I think I've ranted long enough for you guys. You know, you got the whole overview kind of thing of my new camera, and I'm not trying to persuade anyone to buy this camera, because it depends on your circumstances, what do you want from your camera as well. I didn't test it in rain yet, like in proper rain. It was like raining a bit, but that's not proper rain. So I don't know how well waterproof it's gonna be, but looking at the design, yeah, it's gonna be waterproof, mate. I don't have anything to worry about, to be honest. But yeah, it's a new camera. It's something that, you know, it will hopefully last me a few years instead of breaking next year. If it breaks next year, I'll probably return to a smaller camera, because I'm not gonna spend every year like 250 quid just on a camera. And I bought new mic as well, but I don't use it yet. I just have it. If I buy a new helmet or something, I'm not gonna actually take this mic out. I'm gonna keep this mic in this helmet and then put new mic into a new helmet. That's my kind of thing. That's why I bought it, just to have it ready. Oh, if this one breaks, I have another mic. I have another mic just ready. You don't have to order it, don't have to like wait for it or anything like that. Anyway, I'm not going to bother you any longer than necessary. I hope you enjoyed it, or I don't liked it or something, because it's just a kind of, you know, I'm bragging about my camera, so it's not really anything important. There will be some other, you know, there will be another video next week when I'm gonna explain some stuff on my bike that I did change. I have some pictures already, and that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video vlog, whatever it's gonna be, probably a vlog, and blast out.